everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. I am addressing a few of the questions I get asked a lot today in this short video, and this is about organization. I get asked a lot how I store my stamps and dies, and although I do it a few different ways, I kind of talk about in this video some of the things I use that make it a little bit easier to grab and go. And one of those tips is to label your stuff. So if it makes it easier for you to grab something quicker, I can't recommend labeling enough. I find it really helpful in my process. I have all of my dye inks and my oxide inks labeled, and that is because I can't be thumbing through all of those colors. They're not in a position where I can see what color they are just by looking at the side of them, so it's really important that I take the time to label. Now, you don't have to go label crazy if that's not your thing, but if it is your thing, I do want to share with you a new product that I got. Nelco sent me this label maker. It is so easy to use. It's super fast. Now, it's not for everything because they don't make huge labels. It's small, but I'm going to show you how I use it and how I'm going to be using it a whole lot more in my craft room. All right, so I'll have a timestamp on the screen if you want to skip ahead, but I'm just going to take a minute or so to do an unboxing and show you how to use this because it really is simple, but I am a visual, so I like to watch a video of someone showing me what to do. So I'm going to tell you to unpack your Nelco and then you're going to download the app. Also charge your printer. So I just plugged it into my computer. I think it was probably in there a few hours. And then I was able to turn it on, connect it, and all that good stuff. So I'm just showing you real quick. Comes with a USB charger and it comes with a roll of the tape. The labels. So the kind I have is the clear labels. I would probably prefer the white with the black writing instead of the clear with the black writing. I find I probably have more use for the white because it can go on everything. And so that's something to keep in mind as well. So you're going to open up the app, hit connect, and then it's going to connect and pair it, right? Because it's Bluetooth. So, which another thing I think is really cool. It reminds me of my Cricut Joy. I have a Cricut Joy that I'm able to connect and work through from my phone. And so it's very similar to that. This all is pretty self-explanatory. You're just going to change font, size, all the things right in there. You're just going to double click on it and it's going to bring you to the edit part. And then you're going to add in what you're trying to make the label for. So it really is so simple. I like this a lot better than the other label that I have. I think the other label I have is old and cumbersome, and I just feel like this is faster and easier to see. So I'm going to just show you here, prints out. I kept the printing part in real time as opposed to me fumbling around with it. That was sped up a little bit. And then I just wanted to show you can use different fonts, make it bold, and you can even add little clip art. So I added some clip art to my final project. I'm putting some bins on my desk. I'm labeling those because I have no idea what's in them because they have lids. So they're really nicely stacked, but I can never tell what's in them. And so here's, for example, I know which bin I'm trying to go for. If I'm trying to go for my office supplies, my memories, or electronic stuff. So they're right there. All right, and then another use for the labels that I'm finding use for them all over the house, but we won't go on that journey. I'm just going to show you my daughter's room. We have her clothes are uniquely put into a cubicle inside her closet instead of a dresser. And so inside the bins, I just labeled the bins for that. Okay, but let's go back to real-time Mary, and I'm going to start talking to you about how I store my stamps and my dies. Let's look in my storage space, which is my closet, where I have most of my stuff kept, the things I don't use daily or during every craft. So I have these IKEA cabinets here, and they pretty much line the whole inside of my closet. So I have 3 of them, and they hold a lot. I'm going to open them up in just a second and show you. But right here, this is where I keep a lot of my stuff easy to reach. And I do have a lot of scrapbook.com products. So starting from the right-hand side, I have categorized by alphabet dies. I have paper pads where they fit in these white containers. I love them. They all look nice and sleek, and they're not too expensive, which you know I'm a fan of. And then I have my stamps moving into my dies. I do have some more alphabet dies I have to put away right here, so you'll see they're not in their right place. But then I have this paper pad holder at the end, and I keep a lot of stickers in there as well. I do love this large piece right here. This actually holds some of the bigger dies that I have. These are my bat dies. And then I have some tree dies and some very large ones. So they fit really nicely in a pocket there. Up here I have this wall system organization. Now I like this. It's on a metal piece. And so what happens is you pull it off. I'll show you in a sec. And it keeps a bunch of stuff stored. It's not the cheapest option to store your items though. So there are cheaper ways to do it, but I do have that system. Okay, so this is one of the open containers, and I'll show you what I mean in a second, but they just have one clip here, and you can store your stuff in there freely and openly. And so that's one option, one way to store stuff. I keep dies in all of these. And then you just close it, and these hooks right here hang either way. This second option here is the same system with the two hanging pieces right there. However, they open up the side here, and inside you already have containers to put either stamps or dies. And so right here, it's hard to hold this and show you, sorry. But right here you can see I have my dies with magnetic sheets. But the theme of today is we're talking about labeling. And as you can see up here, I have most of my stuff labeled. It just makes it so much easier to grab what I need. I have mirror cardstock, glitter cardstock, die images, die sentiments, slimlines, and SBC dies. And then this is miscellaneous. And then it goes up further up here. You can label with whatever you have. I have a Cricut, so I've labeled my alcohol inks and my glitter and punches, and I have to label my binders next. So yeah, so that's a little bit inside my closet, but let's look inside how I store my stamps. That's probably my most asked question. Inside here, I actually have a lot of my cardstock down at the bottom. I have my cards that are pre-made and the envelopes, all envelopes on the second shelf here. And then I have some stuff for my X tool, some additional paper, and then right here, this is my one container of stamps. So this is all my stamps. So let's take it over to the craft desk and show you up close. Okay, so this is my one container of stamps that I have that are not scrapbook.com. So like I said, I have a lot of SBC, but I wanted to hold on to this because these are special to me. I use them a lot. They're staples, that kind of thing. So how I organize my stamps in here is by theme and not by company. So I get asked that question quite a lot. And I think that really the answer to that for you is going to be personal preference. So for me, I do work with a lot of scrapbook.com stuff. So for me, it's best to keep all of that company together. But over here, I like by category or theme because that's what I can find it quicker. So for example, let me show you how I do. Right here I have this. Right here I have this label winter holiday, and so everything after this is going to be holidays that start in October. So I start with Halloween into Thanksgiving, and so on and so forth till Christmas. Okay, so that's how I have the themes broken out. Now when it comes to labeling each one, that I do as well. And so I do take the time to label on my packaging what the name of the company is and what the name of the stamp is, particularly if the stamp set does not already have it. So for example, this stamp set on here does not have the name of that stamp set, but some actually do put the name on there. For example, this one right here is Holiday Bandits by Kindred Stamps. So it's already on there. I don't really feel a need to take up extra time to label it. If you like things labeled, I actually really like things labeled, so now that I'm seeing this, I want to go back and label it with my new maker, which I probably will. But if that's important to you, then take the time to do it, because then it's fun when you're looking through your stuff. So that's how I have stuff themed out. I have it themed out by miscellaneous, a lot of sentiments. Birthdays would usually stick together with stamps that are more like thank yous or thinking of you. Just kind of, excuse me, not thank you. Thank you would be separate. But so I would put stuff together in categories. So encouraging sentiments. Basically, a lot of sentiments go together here. So I have sentiments just all kind of put together in this section right here. Right? And it's not large, too large for me to go through and pick out what I want. And I kind of know what I want because I've been destashing for quite a while. And so I've been seeing the stamp sets over and over again, which is why doing inventory of your stash is so important. So yeah, so that's the one piece or the one container of stamps that I have. Now this container is from IKEA. I love their storage containers. I really do. They're like this hard acrylic plastic. In fact, they're a lot like the plastic if you own any of the scrapbook.com ink pad holders. They're just like that. So they're really sturdy. I really like them. They fit a lot. And that is my stamp set organization. All right, let's move on to a little bit of a closer look at the unit I was showing you in the closet. This is real fast, but I do get a lot of questions on it. And when I say it's not the cheapest route to go, it's also kind of cumbersome. So I find myself not being able to flip through real quick. So I don't know. I like it because it gets it off the desk and it's on the wall and it looks cool. But I don't know, if you're pulling my arm, I'm saying this is probably not my favorite way to store my stuff. I do kind of like it out of the way though for right now, so it's working, and plus I have it, so I'm not in a rush to change it right yet. Now that's sort of my opinion on the die part, or like the ones with the envelopes. But this open container system, this is awesome. So these I can see being really cool to organize pretty much anything. They're an open system, so you can put markers in there. You can put stickers. You can put, I just can list off all things that are nouns at this point because you can put them in there. So this would be really great. I would highly recommend, my recommendation, of course, you got to do what works for you. I would recommend the open storage ones. Okay, now I get this question, what do I store my stamps in? And so you may have seen a video recently I posted. I store my stamps and dies that are not in that other system, which is the majority of them, out like this. And so I have these envelopes. They are sort of a side closure. They're a lot sturdier than the flimsy envelopes I used and I showed you in my bin. I haven't done the full transfer yet of all those. I probably won't. It's kind of sort of like through attrition, so new ones I get are going into these envelopes and I love them. They're sturdy, like I said. I don't need to put the backing in there or like a cardstock in there, which is a huge thing because cutting up all that cardstock and putting it in to store my stamps, not a fan. So these envelopes, highly recommend. Okay, I will list everything I showed you in this video. It'll be listed below. Also, check out the code and the discount you can get on the Nelco if you're interested in it. That'll all be linked below the description box in this video. I hope this was helpful for just answering some questions and sharing my new toy. I will see you all in the comments down below and in the next video. Bye-bye.